Arknights!
Lutonada is a 4-star Juggernaut defender. She first became available in the battle event alongside Escalon and Aroma in the Like Ending Like Death banner, but is now available through standard headhunting. Lutonada has 10 years of battlefield cleanup experience, likely coming from most of her childhood being spent cleaning up said battlefields. She stands 159 centimeters tall, has a reportedly unknown birth date, was born in Bolivar, and is of the Zalak race, specifically a brush mouse. In our archive files, it's noted that Lutonada came to Rhodes Island seeking oropathy treatment after years of cleaning battlefields in Bolivar, a profession that left her quiet, distant, and comfortable in the company of the dead. She has passed her psychological evaluations and joined as an operator, though she still adjusts to life off the battlefield, currently assigned to logistics for asset organization given her health. Those who interact with her note that while her face carries a constant grief, her eyes remain tranquil even when recounting the most harrowing details of others' deaths, a composure born from long years in her trade. She has since left behind the name Yellow Scarf that she carried in Bolivar, choosing instead to go by Lutonada, a word that, in her homeland, means mourning. Lutonada's talent for repair and restoration, evident in the meticulously organized warehouse full of mended clothing and restored equipment, is a skill born not from formal training, but from years of survival as a child conscripted into battlefield cleanup by Bolivarian soldiers, who exploited small children for the ability to scavenge dangerous ruins and retrieve the dead. Her living arrangements reflect this past just as plainly, as she sleeps curled beneath a bed barricaded by a self-made steel shield, constructed from discarded parts, instinctively isolating herself from the world around her. She suffers from chronic trauma exposure and struggles to understand ordinary life, at times drawing comparisons between herself and the carrion-eating foul beasts she witnessed on the battlefield, uncertain of what truly separates her from them. Rhodes Island staff, unable to answer her question, found themselves asking one of their own, who forced her into this kind of life, the answer to which lies in the testimony of the very soldiers who took her in as a Yellow Scarf girl and made her survival their convenience. Across 3 recorded entries, Lutonada quietly grapples with the meaning of mourning, a word she first encountered when a dying scout begged her to grieve for her, something that struck Lutonada as strange given that those in her line of work are said to have no need for such things. She later traded salvage medicine for a tattered dictionary, finding the word on page 146 and reading its definition slowly, only to realize she does not fully understand sorrow or reminiscence either. Her search for meaning takes a more personal turn when she finds a child dead by the road, clutching a ring engraved with his parents' names, which she chooses to keep despite its value, prompting fragments of her own buried memory to surface. A woman whose face was covered in blood, smiling as she tied a yellow scarf around a young girl's neck. Lutonada wonders aloud whether the brief comfort those memories bring, followed by something heavier, might itself be mourning, but the recording cuts off before she can finish the thought. For as long as she can remember, Lutonada has carried the chorus of voices in her mind, the final words of the dead she collected on the battlefield, tangled together in a loop of fear, remorse, hope, and helplessness that never goes quiet. On Rhodes Island's suggestion, she began writing those last words down as a way of clearing her mind, producing a handwritten wish list of the deceased's unfulfilled desires, many of which she has since set about completing herself, from growing melons to crafting a toy for a stranger's child. The act of fulfilling these wishes has slowly shifted something in her, as she has come to understand why people grieve and why loss carries such weight, arriving at a quiet realization that she does not live because others have died, but because they too once lived. In the end, she sits facing the sunlight with her hand resting on her faded yellow scarf, ears gently moving, and saying that the voices have finally begun to quiet down. Luto is confirmed to be infected. She has a cell originum assimilation of 9% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.3 parts per liter. The notes in her medical file state that due to her previous life, Luto has long suffered from oropathy, with crystals being present on her body. Currently, the infection is under control, but she needs to take precautions before continuing to do any more battlefield cleanup. In her character art, drawn by Dropfish, Ludo wears a white tunic with high neck, as well as her eponymous yellow scarf around her neck, black skirt, green military cloak over her shoulders, with a green military waistcoat over top that, worn only over her shoulders as well, black arm bracers, ripped thigh highs, a large black belt around her stomach with pouch hanging off of it, multiple safety pins, and military medals hanging off her clothing, olive drab thigh high boots, and a thigh pouch. She holds her shield, which looks to be a repurposed door with other bits attached, with her right hand, while it rests on the ground. In her voice lines, voiced by Kumi Takaragi, who also voices Lore Berleferal in I Couldn't Become a Hero, and Kagura Karatachi, Enko Onikuma, and Take Nitora in Boruto, Ludo often talks of her battlefield cleanups and the weight that she still carries.
このコートは、とある士官との取引によって得たものです。当時、死はもう彼女の間近に迫っていました。表情が次第に緩み、息遣いも弱まっていく中、私は彼女の震える手を握りながら、ただその時を待ちました。彼女がこくりとうなずくと、私は彼女のまぶたを下ろし、その取引を終えたのです。生没年月日の書き方は、これで正しいか見ていただけますか？いえ、ご心配なさらず、亡くなった方はいません。私が自分自身のために用意しているものですよ。いずれ私が命を落としたとき、どなたかがこれを見つけてくだされば、私もきちんとした墓標の下で眠ることができます。名も書かれていないレンガの下よりは幾分かマシですから、犠牲となったオペレーターたちのかつての姿のまま残されている部屋を目の当たりにしました。机には無造作に物が置かれたままで、まるでほんの少し席を外しただけの主を待っているかのようでした。この大船はこうも多くの死を抱えているのに、どうしてあなたたちの航路はまだこんなにも明確なのでしょうか。戦場を狩り場にするとても醜い宇獣がいます。体は子供ほどの大きさで、耳をつんざく恐ろしい鳴き声を上げながら、群れをなして餌を探しにやってくるのです。幼い頃はいつも勇気を振り絞って、あのくちばしと奪い合い、全身傷だらけになったものですが、大人となった今、もはや対峙する気概はどこにもありません。特に、あの目が恐ろしくて、直視することもできないのです。戦場での暮らしが長くなると、古い記憶はおぼろげになっていくものです。死者の顔は、一人、また一人と霞んでいきますが、それでも、毎日新たな顔と出会うのです。もし戦争が止められたなら、私は全員の顔を覚えていられるでしょう。だからこそ私は、あなたたちの理想と共に歩むのです。
At E2 level 70 with max trust, potential, and module, Ludo has 4,300 HP, 790 attack, 630 defense, 10 resistance, 3 block, a 66-second redeploy time, 32 DP cost, and has a 1.6 second attack speed. Her range is the standard range for a Juggernaut defender. At max trust, she gains plus 400 HP and plus 50 defense. At max pot, she gains minus 2 DP cost, plus 25 defense, minus 4 seconds to redeploy, and a buff to her talent. Her talent, From Death's Clutches, at E2 pot 4, makes it so that Ludo recovers 18% of her HP when an enemy being blocked by her is defeated. Ludo has 2 base skills, with one being unlocked at E1. Her first base skill, Meticulous, makes it so that when Ludo is assigned to the workshop to process elite materials, -1 morale is consumed on formulas that typically consume 2 morale. Her second base skill, High Efficiency Recycling, makes it so that when Ludo is assigned to the workshop to process elite materials, plus 70% byproduct rate. Ludo's first skill, Power Strike Beta, gains SP from attacking and is automatically triggered, with all levels starting with 0 SP. Level 7 needs 4 SP to proc, while M3 needs 3 SP. At level 7, the attack of her next attack is increased to 200%. At M3, it's increased to 230%. Her second skill, Magnetic Defense, gains SP over time and is manually triggered, lasting for 30 seconds at all levels and requiring 35 SP to proc at level 7 to M3. Level 7 starts with 15 SP, while M3 starts with 20 SP. At level 7, Ludo stops attacking and deploys a shield which creates a magnetic field. She gains plus 95% defense, deals 70% of her attack as arts damage every 2 seconds to all nearby enemies, and drags all unblocked foes to herself slightly. At M3, it's plus 130% defense and 100% of her attack as arts damage. Ludo has a UNY-X module named Survivors, which makes it so that she takes 15% less damage from foes blocked by her. At module level 3, From's Death's Clutches is fully upgraded, making it so that she recovers 22% of her HP when a foe she is blocking is killed. She also gains plus 350 HP and plus 60 defense. To unlock and fully upgrade this module, you must have Ludo at E2 level 40, have 100 trust with her, have your own Ludo use her S2 a total of 8 times during battles, 3-star stage 3-1, deploying your own Ludo and making her the only defender in your squad, and have 3 module data blocks, 15 data patching strips, 5 data patching devices, 4 polyester packs, 5 ore rock clusters, 6 grindstones, and 75,000 LMD. Lutonada is an interesting case for a 4-star operator. On one hand, she very obviously has utility as, if nothing else, a roadblock to stop enemies. But on the other hand, it's extremely hard to compete with the likes of Mudrock and Penance when it comes to Juggernaut defenders. Her talent, similar to other Juggernauts, allows her to heal up to 1/5 of her HP when a foe she's blocking is defeated. Not even by her, just defeated by anyone, which is great when you have other units around her with higher DPS. Her S1 is a generic damage increasing skill, and you're not using Juggernaut defenders for damage, so we'll skip over it and focus on her S2. Her S2 vastly increases her defense, allows her to deal arts damage, and slightly drags foes towards her for a massive 30 seconds, at the cost of her not attacking and having a relatively high SP cost. You're not using it for the dragging capabilities, but more so for the 790 attack as arts damage every 2 seconds, hitting all nearby ground enemies, which is amazing for crowd control. As for her module, I don't really see much use in getting it beyond module level 1, since all it does is increase the healing by up to plus 2%, but the minus 15% damage taken from blocked enemies is more than enough in my opinion. Overall, Lutonada can be a good addition to your team as a solo lane holder, or as a temporary stopper while you get your Mudrock and or Penance ready for deployment. But you gotta make sure to have some DPS around her to support her so that she can actually heal from her talent. Either that or have a Bard supporter or Perfumer present. Medium priority to build. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Azure Lane and Uma Musume videos as well. Come back tomorrow for next week's story and character teasers.